When it comes to badass women in movies, Sigourney Weaver is the OG. She became famous overnight when she played Ellen Ripley in the 1979 Ridley Scott movie Alien. Her confidence and lack of fear wowed viewers. Weaver became a real star and a role model for girls and women worldwide after that. Even though she's been acting for decades, Weaver is still getting big roles because she continues to break barriers as an older woman in Hollywood. Weaver is very famous, and not many other artists can say the same. But you won't believe it, Weaver wasn't always a famous Hollywood actress with a long list of roles. She wasn't always Sigourney either, which may sound crazy, but it's true. Do you want to know more untold stories from Sigourney Weaver's youth? Then keep watching this video. Even though Sigourney Weaver always seems sure of herself, that wasn't always the case. She was actually a pretty awkward child, and her mother never made her feel good about the way she looked and never pushed her to become an actress. In an interview with the Daily Mail, she said, "I was a very shy child, and I kind of backed into the craft. My parents thought I'd been eaten up by it because I was so very shy and so very nice." Because of this, it's not a surprise that she didn't see herself as famous when she was younger. "I wasn't sure if I could do this," she said. Next, "I was never one of those people who said, 'I'm going to be an actor' at the age of 7. Weaver didn't let those doubts stop her from becoming an actor in the end, of course. It wasn't easy for her to get, though, and it wasn't something that was meant to happen from the start. It is impossible that Sigourney Weaver didn't have her famous first name given to her when she was born. However, her parents, English actress Elizabeth Inglis and NBC TV executive Pat Weaver, gave her the name Susan Weaver. With parents like that, it's easy to see why she wanted to work in show business, even though her mom told her not to. When Weaver was a youth, she changed her name from Susan to Sigourney. This may have been the first sign that she was becoming her own person. Weaver changed her name for more than one reason. She liked the longer name better, she said. "It was long because I was long," she told Parade magazine. "I was too tall for Sue." It doesn't take long to see what a versatile and skilled actor Sigourney Weaver is when you look at her famous body of work. But when she went to the Yale School of Drama in the early 1970s, she didn't have any fun because the teachers there made her feel like she wasn't good enough. Weaver was lucky that the mistakes made by her staff were caught by former head Robert Brunstein and fixed later. "It was my mistake to believe them, but I stayed," she said. "I have a long letter of apology from Robert Brunstein that says, 'I'm so sorry this happened to you. I didn't realize the people running the acting department at the drama school hated actors. They did, and they were fired when I graduated.'" Can you imagine being the teacher who missed such a talent? When Sigourney Weaver finished theater school, she could go to New York City and work as a full-time actress. She had a great time being an actress. Weaver also didn't just see these strange plays as work. She felt like she could recover her identity as an actor in every one of them. "I think Off-Broadway healed me, made me an actor again, and I was in so many different crazy shows," she said. "I was a schizophrenic in one play and a woman who kept a hedgehog in her vagina in another. It was so much fun." That sounds like a great time. Sigourney Weaver made her big screen debut in the 1979 hit movie Alien. Weaver became an unbeatable star after that, and the movie has been followed by several others over the years. However, Weaver is the only person who really comes to mind as Ripley. Weaver plays Ripley so well that it's hard to tell them apart, even though she says they are very different. "I'm proud of Ripley because she couldn't be any less like me," she said. When something bad happens, Ripley says, "Okay, here's what I need to do." She does her duty and never gives up. I'd be the person cracking jokes to deflect the terror. 4 years after Sigourney Weaver's role in Alien, she met actor and director Jim Simpson and fell in love. In an Interview magazine interview, she said, "I met my husband at the Williamstown Theater Festival in 1983. He was so cute. I remember thinking, well, he's going to be a bachelor for many years." There was nothing else going on that night because Weaver already had a boyfriend. Weaver never forgot about Simpson though, because she made the choice to get in touch with him later. But within 6 months, I had invited him to a party and he stayed late to help me put away the decorations, she said. Then I asked him out for dinner, and 3 months later, we decided to get married. That's how it happens. Since then, Weaver and Simpson have been together, showing that it is possible to get married and stay married in Hollywood. The year after Sigourney Weaver married her husband, she played the role of Dana Barrett in the famous 1984 movie Ghostbusters, which made her famous. Right from the start, Weaver liked the movie, and she was thrilled to be a part of it. Weaver wanted to be in the movie for more than one reason, not just the story. In an interview with Harper's Bazaar, she said, "It was really the chance to be possessed by a dog. I thought that would be fun. I loved the idea that a cellist would turn into this crazy ghoul." Sigourney Weaver played Diane Fossey in Gorillas in the Mist in 1988. That same year, she also played Catherine Parker in the dramatic romantic comedy Working Girl, which also starred Harrison Ford and Melanie Griffith. Both parts got her an Oscar nod, so she was nominated for 2 awards at the 1989 Academy Awards. Great job! There's no reason for Catherine to be the more likable of the 2 lead roles, but Weaver said that fans have really connected with her. That person said, "She's a very strong character," in an interview with The Guardian. "I also had a lot of women coming up to me at airports and saying, 'She borrowed your clothes and took your boyfriend.' They were very pro-Catherine." But by the end of the movie, Catherine has been fired from her job, dumped by her partner, and left to dry in a way that surprises Weaver. "I remember that last scene when Catherine loses, and I think until I played it, I hadn't dealt with the idea that she could lose," she said. "Aren't I going to get the guy?" Sigourney Weaver and Jim Simpson both wanted to make sure that their daughter always had someone there for her. Due to the long hours and travel that comes with Weaver's job, Simpson was usually the one keeping things running, which goes against standard female roles. Simpson was lucky that it never worried him that his wife had a more well-known job. According to Weaver, he was only glad, quote, "that one of us could make a living," unquote. During an interview with The Guardian, she raved, "And what he's given me has no value. If I didn't have such a supportive husband, I couldn't have done it." And because Simpson could often work from home, Weaver was able to keep up her starring career. "Before, I worked on about 1 project a year," she said. "That was amazing teamwork, but I wouldn't have been able to do that." Wired says that the first Avatar movie made a big splash when it came out in 2009 because it had such cutting-edge special effects. Dr. Grace Augustine, played by Sigourney Weaver, is killed in the first movie, but she will be back for the next 4 movies in the series. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter in 2018, she said, "We just finished filming 2 and 3. We shot it in LA, and James Cameron has announced publicly that there's a lot of underwater work. So we learned how to freedive, and we did many scenes underwater, which was challenging and kind of cool. Looks like it." Before we wrap up today's video, we want to tell you some things you probably didn't know about Sigourney Weaver. First one, she's scared of elevators. Yes, you heard that right, elevators. Weaver has had to fight scary, parasitic aliens and even demons and other magical beings in her work. She doesn't seem to mind any of this, but she's afraid of elevators. It seems that Weaver has been stuck alone in broken down elevators many times in her life, and now she doesn't like them. We doubt if you'd believe this one, but can you imagine Sigourney Weaver getting nightmares after reading a script? Guess not. Well, she did. After reading the script for The Village, she had nightmares for 2 weeks. Weaver may have seen an alien popping out of John Hurt's stomach, but it was an alien that kept her up at night. Now it gets scary. Weaver got attacked by a silverback gorilla. While shooting Gorillas in the Mist in Rwanda, a bad-tempered silverback gorilla ran up to Weaver and shoved her onto her back. In an interview with the Mail on Sunday in 2010, the actress talked about what happened. "All of a sudden, this gorilla stood up, roared up the hill, and hit me hard. She was scared, but she was smart to stay cool and wait for the gorilla to leave her alone. Later on, a Diane Fossey Institute worker who was helping with the movie made a joke that Weaver was now a part of the, quote, very exclusive club of people who had been hit by a silverback gorilla. Let's travel down memory lane a bit. Remember how we mentioned Weaver changed her name from Susan to Sigourney because she was long and wanted a long name? Well, you'd never fathom how she was bullied for being, well, in her words, long. While she was in high school, Weaver had to deal with mean statements and being picked on. It looks like her friends mostly picked her out because she was tall, which made her feel very self-conscious as a teen. At age 11, Weaver was already taller than 5'10". She's now 6'3" tall with boots on. Wow, that's really tall for a high schooler, ain't it? Right back out of memory lane onto the basketball court. In Alien Resurrection, there is a scene where Ripley makes a backward basketball shot that stands out. Even more amazing was that Weaver got the shot right on the first try, which amazed everyone. Weaver had been practicing shooting hoops hard for 2 weeks before filming the scene, so it wasn't just luck. Ron Perlman was so shocked by Weaver's new skills that he almost messed up the shot. Who wouldn't be shocked? We were. It's a pity we have to leave the basketball court for now, as we've come to the end of today's video. Let's hear your take on this. How do you see Sigourney Weaver's story? Is it a story you'd like to see on screen again and again? Divulge your thoughts in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you.